Hi, good morning. It's Gene from maverickstar observatory. Before we begin, I just want to say big thanks again to those few people that step up to the line and support the observatory. But really what I wanted to talk about is the importance of what we do here at the observatory and why we do it. You know, we took the initiative to have a look around 10 years ago at really what was the big issue that we were all facing on our Earth with regards to, you know, these anomalies like earthquakes, volcanoes, climate change and things like that, and really try to focus on what the cause was and whether we should be concerned about it and to what level we should be concerned about it. And it's easy for me to produce videos on a lot of other nonsense, as you see with other channels. I'm not even going to mention them, but they seem to have more subscribers that are attracted to, you know, the fear porn and, you know, the uneducated, unscientific allegations that they make of what we are about to face. You know, in reality, that will affect us. You know, I looked at those things 10 years ago. The only thing I could find that humanity right now was going through, which was different to anything else that has ever happened on this planet, was one thing: that we were going through a unique time where the Earth goes through a magnetic reversal. And it's incomparable, it really is, to anything else that has happened, because we know what happens when earthquakes take place, we know what happens when volcanoes erupt, and we know about tectonic plates and how they move, and, you know, continents spreading further away from each other. But what we don't know too much about is what happens when an Earth like ours goes through a magnetic reversal, you know, when the magnetosphere gets affected. And what we've tried to do over the last 10 years is gather as much information on that topic because it's relevant. Now, other channels talk about a lot of things, you know, food running out around the world, you know, policies made by governments changing the way, you know, food production is produced and ends up in our shops. But, you know, can I just ask you guys, you know, all these alarmists that are talking about these things, have you gone to the shop recently and found that there's not something there, or, you know, that things are running out? Because I haven't. You know, there is plenty of stuff on the shelves, there is plenty of variety coming from all around the world. You know, we live in the UK here, we can't grow oranges in this country or bananas, and those things aren't running out in our country, so the logistics that support those things coming into the shops are still there. So there isn't any need to be concerned or, oh my God, tomorrow I've got to go outside and start growing my own food. I mean, I ask the question, why would somebody want to get, you know, that filth and grime in the fingernails and start growing their own food? Well, you know, the logic side of me says the only reason why you'd want to do that right now is if you wanted to save a little bit of money on your groceries, which is perfectly fine, or you enjoyed it as a hobby, which again is perfectly fine, or you wasn't sure about the quality of the food that you was eating and buying from the shops. And again, those are good reasons to grow your own food. But any other reason beyond those is not really a reason to do it. You know, if you're working or you've got some money and you can afford to go to the shops and buy the food, then that's what we should all be doing, because growing food is just utilising your time where it could be spent doing other things. And, you know, I hear on these channels, oh, the food's going to run out, you know, look at the global food production network is breaking down, but there's still food in the shops. And there's going to be food in the shops next week, and you know this. So there is no need to panic. And beyond a 3-month emergency food supply, you shouldn't have any more than that. You know, I see hoarders hoarding thousands of pounds worth of food. They can no way cycle it so that, You know, the food that they've brought for emergencies to last a year or more even, can you believe that, is ever going to be cycled. So, you know, what I'm saying is they brought the food that they would need in a crisis, and they're not cycling it, so it's going to expire and they're going to end up throwing it away. And that's a big waste of food. And if everyone done that tomorrow, yes, the food would run out on the planet for a lot of people, but there's no need to panic. There's no need to be alarmed by that. What there is a need, I feel, is to concentrate on some things that are happening and are on the cards to happen. With the magnetic pole reversal, which is what we cover here on this channel and on our website and at the observatory, is a topic that is going to happen during your lifetime. And we've focused on that because we have considered all the other anomalies that are taking place to be non-important, trivial. And here's my personal opinion on the pole shift and why really everybody should be concerned about it. Because when the magnetic poles go into a reversal on a planet, that it affects the magnetosphere. And you know what we have learned to date with all the information that we've gathered is that first of all the poles are still migrating without a doubt. And this month when we took the readings, it seemed like it had gone up in speed. Instead of 4.2 miles, it was over 5 miles. It had migrated in just 1 month. And that's a significant change. That's 20% more than what it usually does. So it means things could be heating up. You know, we could be coming to a boil, or it could just be a little minor bump in the road. But the point is this, is that we've got the equipment that monitors this anomaly that's taking place. And it is really important, because our planet is not like any other planet in our solar system. It has and harbours life on it, and life on a massive range of diversities. And the magnetosphere is what keeps everything alive on this planet. And that is what is going to be affected during this next pole reversal. And, you know, we've got this theoretical 40-degree mark based on some experiments which are plausible, taking place now in just less than 2 years. We will hit that mark in less than 2 years. And I hope that my theory on this is completely wrong, because I know that for the last 30 years, when the poles migrated 1,200 miles, as opposed to the 90 years previous to it where it only migrated 500 miles, is an indication that we are coming closer to this event. We don't want to end up looking like Mars. Mars had atmosphere, water on its surface. We know that, studying the terraform. We know it lost its magnetosphere and its magnetic poles, and that's why it ended up looking like it did today, a barrenless planet with no life. And we know through the study of those things that this Earth right now could very well end up looking like Mars. And do you know why I say that? It's because through the study of magnetic reversals, we learned that this one is 500,000 years, a 500,000 years overdue, a reversal. Why? As it took so long for the planet to go through another reversal, and will this time the magnetic poles collapse and therefore shut down the magnetosphere of our planet? That's what we are trying to effort right now to answer that question. That's why we're monitoring the poles. You know, as an individual with a little observatory like we've got, we're doing really well. I've got to say that. With the effort that we've got, you know, the magnetometers out there in the field. Some of the data recently is coming in slower than what it used to, and you know that means I've got to start chasing up people, asking them to get the information into us. But you know, we have got the equipment that is monitoring the poles, and you know, I've got the dedication that is required to keep the observatory going, as I have done for this period of time. But I need to support. I need some support from you guys. At the end of the day, I'm delivering the information that we collect to the public, which is you guys, and we need public some support and funding for that. And with the funding, we can put out a bit more equipment, and we can expand our small observatory, and we can gather more information on a subject that is coming closer and closer and closer to our front doors individually. The real anomaly is not a food crisis today. It's not earthquakes, and it's not volcanoes, and it's not tsunamis. It's none of those, and it's not climate change. The real issue is the magnetic poles. Trust me on that. Humans were not even about when the last poles reversed on this planet, and we've got no data on this subject whatsoever, other than what we have managed to gather in just a short space of time compared to the time that this Earth went through its last reversal. I just hope that we can keep encouraging people to support what we do here, because it is massively important. It is the magnetic poles that have adjusted the climate on our planet, and in turn that will have consequential knock-on effects on a lot of other things, and will individually come back to ourselves in our own homes. That's the real issue that we face right now in 2021. You can sweep everything else to the side, which is important, like the corruption with politicians, and other people in the world that are causing atrocities and wars and things like that. But you can sweep all that to the side, because the magnetic poles are more important than anything else. Because if the poles don't reverse properly, if the magnetosphere, when it reduces in strength, doesn't come back, life is ended on this planet. Across all the ranges. Is there anything more important than that? Guys, there's a link down there if you want to help support the observatory. And I will just say one other thing. You have a great day. Enjoy your Sunday with your family and your loved ones. As always, bye for now.